we couldn't be more proud of our guys. I mean, 4th game in 6 nights, and this was our best game of all 4. You watched one heck of a goaltender duel between 2 seniors, 2 of the better seniors, I believe in the country. And I thought, their guy was outstanding in net tonight. We could have put that game away a few times, and he held him in there, and then Laffer toward the end of the game. But how hard we played and how we stayed focused, and we couldn't be more proud of our group.
With that, let's turn it over to questions, and we'll start with Randy Johnson.
Yeah, hi, Bob. First 3 games, you guys had the lead most of the time. Was it good to have your team face this type of tense atmosphere tonight? Yeah,
and if you look, we told our guys with our guys returning, all of our games with Ohio State are like this, and they remember it. Doesn't matter whether we've been here or we've been at Ohio State. They've all been tight games. That they're a very well coached hockey team. They never beat themselves. They're in every game, and with a goalie like that, that's what you're going to get with Ohio State. So, it was sure nice to pop that second goal late in the 3rd. Berkey and Ben Meyers connecting there was awesome.
Next up, we'll go to Jess Meyers.
Bob, are you more the optimistic type, or were you starting to think you had let them hang around too long there when the 3rd period was wearing on and it was still just 1-0?
No, I never ever went to any of those thoughts because I loved how we were playing. Like, we went in after the 2nd period and we said, just empty the tank, keep doing what you're doing. And our guys, one of the things we always talk about during the course of your season, there are times you have to win a 1-0 game. And when you find yourself in one, you got to battle it out. And that's what we were in tonight till right at the end. We were in a battle, and our guys, stuck their nose right in there and played outstanding.
Next up, let's go to Eric Vigo.
Coach, you said how much Ohio State plays a difficult game. What is it that they do so well, and what were some things you thought your team did well to keep you on top?
Well, one, their forwards stay very connected to their defense. It was uncharacteristic. We had the lead. That's when we got the breakaway in the 2-on-0 late in the game. That rarely happens against them. They play very, very systematic. They're very intelligent in their play, and they're just a tough out. What I liked, our intensity, our forecheck tonight, all 4 lines. McManus goes down and other guys stepped up. I just felt we had just incredible energy for our 4th game in 6 nights from start to finish, all 3 periods, and it never let up. We had a little frustration in the 2nd period when we missed the net about 10 times. You could see a little frustration leak into the bench and maybe a little bit led by myself because, we were just too fancy there. But I think that's a little pressure from that goaltender. So we were missing the net, but our guys buckled right back down.
Was that goal by Burke off the hard play by Meyers something that you really needed to stretch the lead?
Yeah, we're not we're not a fancy team. We're a really good team, and we're going to have to score goals like that. And, that's just going to be our calling card it was great. I thought Burke had a very good game tonight, get rewarded like that. Ben Meyers has been great all 4 games, but for Burke to get rewarded, we had to play him a little extra when Mac went down. It was great to see.
Next up, we're going to go to Nolan O'Hara.
You talked about the play of LaFontaine for this game. How impressed were you? You just said he loves to play last night too. How impressed were you that he came out here 4th night in 6 days and got the shutout?
I was really impressed. If we would have been having a private conversation a few weeks ago, there's no way would I have thought we were going to play Jack all 4 games. But to watch him in the locker room and watch how he practices, and I mean, he's an athlete. He is a strong, well put together athlete, and he was in a groove. And and we talked about it going into last night's game, and especially how do we take it when you're in a groove like that as a goaltender? You let him run with it, and it'd be pretty hard to play that way all year. But we got a nice little break right now. We stuck with it. We didn't give up many shots in 2 of the 4 games. So but he was there when we needed him, and he is going to be he's the backbone of our team right now.
We've got time for 3 more questions, and we're going to go to Greg Cameron.
Hi, Coach. Did you feel as though the legs were getting a little heavy as the second and third periods went on?
Not one bit. That's what I was so impressed with our guys. I thought our forechecks continued strong. You know, they had a little push toward the end because they were down and they were taking some chances, but I thought we had great legs. And really that comes from will and heart.
We're going to go back to Jess Meyers, and then we'll take one more.
Bob, I'll be honest, in the midst of everything, I didn't see him out there, but did you get Carl Fish into the lineup, and what did you see from him?
He had a couple shifts early in the game, and I think the game, because it was so tight, I'm sure it limited. You know, I got to talk to Rabs. You know, he was nervous, but we know what he's going to become. So you know, it was great that we got him in a game tonight. And you know, in time, you're going to see him in our lineup.
Our last question for Coach will go to Randy Johnson.
Yeah, Bob, with the break coming up and Thanksgiving and COVID and everything, how do you handle this with the team?
Well, we just, I mean, it's Thanksgiving on a calendar, but we are locked down in our bubble right now. So we, you know, we're going to be together. We're going to have a workout on Thanksgiving morning, and they'll have their meal right here on campus. There's no going home, and our guys, they're into this right now. So we're in a good spot.
With that, thank you, Coach. Congratulations again, and we will move on to the players.
Thanks.
Thanks, Coach.
Jack, I looked at your record. Your last shutout was playing junior hockey. Just how good did that final horn sound? And take us through, you know, finally putting a 0 up there.
To be quite honest with you, Jess, I was a little bit more concerned because when that second goal went in, I know that's the worst lead to have in hockey, and I was really praying for a third one on that 5-on-3. But no, like this week, I think especially, I think in total we had 40 shots and against, and you know, anytime you're seeing 20 shots a game, makes my life a lot easier. And I think that just shows the improvement that the defensemen are making. And you know, last year, like our forwards were not as nearly as tentative about you know, keeping an F3 high, and you know, they just did a phenomenal job, like back checking and getting to the house. So you know, I'm not going to say it was 100% goalie shutout. I think this week, especially, you know, you saw like a team contributed shutout.
And 4 games in 6 nights. Just how much are you going to sleep tomorrow?
You know, people have been asking me that, like, are you tired, blah, blah, blah. And to be quite honest with you, like, no, I'm not tired at all. Like, that's the whole point of working out in the off season. You know, the goalie coach and I, Carl Popper, we're very intent on sometimes getting some morning sessions on top of the afternoon practices. So, you know, there's a reason to the madness for, you know, why we train the way we do. And, you know, that goes back to preparing and, you know, recovery. And, you know, my body feels good right now. Like I have no plans on taking it easy tomorrow. You know, I'm looking forward to Michigan State. And then obviously we got that big one against Michigan. So, you know, it's on to the next one. You know, you got I call it the 12 o'clock rule. You can soak in the win, and then when midnight hits, you reset and you figure out what's next on the objective list.
Next up, let's go to Eric Vigo.
I know Bob said initially going into the season that he might give you a night off in one of these 4 games, but he ended up giving you all 4. How did you find out about getting the net tonight, and what was your reaction?
You know, it's the same thing. It's just a text. You're kicking, you're in, you know, nothing fancy. There's no long talks between Bob and I. And, you know, whatever he decides, ultimately, I trust him 100%. And, you know, this isn't his first rodeo. I know the season's a little different, but, you know, I mean, he's been coaching for a long time, and he's had some very good goalies in the past. So he knows how to manage their workload. And, you know, like I said earlier, you know, that's the whole point about, you know, staying in shape and making sure you're preparing and recovering. So, you know, I made it a point that the fitness level wasn't going to be the reason why I wasn't in. It was going to be his decision. But again, I have the utmost confidence in his call. And, you know, Jared Moe again would have had the same result tonight. He's a great goalie and very capable in his own abilities.
You've had a couple of quiet first periods. How did you stick with it mentally to be ready for what came later in the game?
Yeah. No, those first periods, to be quite honest with you, are hell for goalie. 1 shot, 5 or 6 shot tonight. Like, those are very tough to get into it and just to feel the game. So, every goalie is different, and there has to be, I call it a reset button to keep you at ground zero. Make sure your mind's not wandering, making sure that, you're hitting all your mental cues. And for me, I have a couple mental cues that I keep in my own repertoire. I know it's different for some guys, but again, it's more of a mental battle than anything. And especially again tonight, 20-shot games aren't easy to stay in it mentally, but you just got to find a way to give your team the best chance to win.
Next up, we're going to go to Randy Johnson.
Yeah, Jack, did you draw any mental energy or motivation seeing what Napier was doing on the other end of the ice, getting in a goalie duel like that?
I'm sorry, I don't really understand the question.
I mean, we're trying to match what Napier was doing at all.
Oh, yeah. I've been playing against Tommy for quite some time now. I was playing against him in Janesville, and we've had some. Let me tell you, if you go back to the Janesville Springfield days, we've had some goalie battles. Like, he's an extremely good goalie. I would say one of the best in the country. And anytime I play Tommy, I make sure to bring my A game. And I know we're good friends. After every game, he comes, congratulates me, and vice versa. And he's just a tremendous guy. In between water breaks, he's just going, yeah, good job, Laffer. And I'm not too talkative, but he brings it every night, and he's been the anchor for that Ohio State program for quite some time now. And I tip my cap off to him because he did a tremendous job today.
We're going to do last call for questions, and we're going to go to Nolan O'Hara.
You talked about the way the defensemen have been playing the last couple of games. How much confidence does that give you in the net?
It's everything. The confidence I have with my D, pinching, skating up, making certain plays. I have to be the most fortunate goalie in the whole country, because there's some plays those guys make. And I think, myself, our team, coaches, even the fans take for granted. Like, we have some very, very talented studs on the back end. And there's a couple plays where I just go, I'm just left speechless. Like, these guys are just, I think coach referred to them as, horses, thoroughbreds. So, they let them, he lets them do their thing. And I think, again, all these guys have had big summers, and, they're just doing what they've trained to do. So, again, it makes my job a lot easier. And, I love playing behind them.
With that, we're going to say thank you to Jack, and we will move on to Scott Reedy momentarily. Thanks, Jack.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jack.
Scott, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Members of the media, we now have Scott Reedy with us, and whoever has the first question can go ahead. Jess Meyers, by all means, have at it.
Scott, just, getting a quick start on a night like this where you're playing your fourth game in 6 days, getting on the board in the first 2 minutes, how much did that kind of set the tone that you wouldn't maybe expend as much energy tonight?
Yeah, I think we had a lot of energy, actually, and I think getting a goal early just really started our engines, and it really filtered in our first and second periods. We had a ton of energy, and I think that goal kind of kickstarted us.
Next up, let's go to Eric Vigo.
Is it really key to stay patient with Ohio State? You've had so many low-scoring games with them where it seems like any mistake could turn the tide.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach talked about it before the game. We're going to be in a low-scoring game against them, 9 times out of 10, if not every time. So we got to be expecting that. We got to be patient. I think there was a time there in the second period we had 3 or 4 shifts in a row where we just hounded them in the O zone, and nothing really came of it, but just good energy, and you got to take the momentum from that.
Is it easier to play that style with Jack in net?
Absolutely, yeah. He's been answering the call every time a shot's coming his way or anything. He's playing the puck well, so he's on top of his game right now, and we really trust him.
Our next question will go to Randy Johnson.
Yeah, Scott, what was the mood in the locker room after? Was it relief, celebration, combination of those?
Yeah, it was definitely celebration. Our work here's not done. We got to get back to it, a little short break here, and then off to Michigan. But, yeah, the boys felt good. All around great 4 games. We're really excited to start 4-0, so we just got to keep building off this.
Any other questions for Scott? Going once, going twice. Anna Landis, go ahead.
Hi, Scott. Just about Jack and like with his first shutout, kind of on the line. What were you guys feeling, when the clock was ticking down? Were you guys nervous at all? Or just excited for him, or how were you feeling on the ice? What were you saying to him?
Yeah, I mean, no one said too much to him. We trust that he's got it going. So, I mean, we weren't nervous at all. We just stuck to our game. Really held our defense up there in the last couple of minutes and just played from the goal crease out. So none of us were worried, and we just played the right way there and came out with a shutout. So we're really happy for him.
Our final question will go to Jess Meyers.
Scott, you obviously had a great year finishing plays last year, leading the team in goals. Here you are, 4 games in, you got 3, you're leading the team again. What's clicking for you as far as just getting pucks over the goal line?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about getting in the right areas for me. I've got some nice passes, fortunately, so far. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of finding my groove and, just keep working on my shot and stuff and just get in the right areas and call for the puck. That's all it is.
And how hard is it to sit and wait for those reviews, on the first one and then on the one you thought you had in the third?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, but I'm glad we had some cushion there, so it wasn't too hurtful or anything. So we still had the 2-0 lead, but it looks like every goal of mine's getting reviewed this year. So
thank you.